Why is it that those of us who are creatives or go-getters or just people that yearn, why is it we always find ourselves feeling stuck or chasing after the wrong person, falling for narcissists? A lot of people ask themselves these questions, including me. And what I'm learning more and more, the older I get, is a lot of this strong desire to want to be successful, or this strong desire to want to have a relationship, or this strong desire to, want to heal certain relationships or break certain patterns. The more we desire to do a thing, or the more we want something, the more we're kind of affirming that it's not within our reality. It might sound like I'm being a little unrealistic with this way of thinking, but I truly do believe that the more we let go of outcome and the more that we just allow things to happen, the more things happen for us. And it's very difficult to drop expectation. It's very difficult to trust when, especially when you go back in your childhood and you review all of the times that you've been let down or led on or rejected, whether it be from mom and dad, from siblings, from your first relationship, whatever it is, and you could check D for all the above like I do. But these things that we let take our power away, let us teach us that this reality is a certain way instead of the way that we'd hope it to be. We are subconsciously now believing in that lie as we strive for something greater. Perhaps, for example, one of the reasons why we want to be so successful and don't feel successful is because we're failing to see the amount of success that we've accumulated since our journey has begun. Maybe it hasn't been that long yet. Look at everything you've done since you started. I know I personally, even though I've been in multiple projects, I've been doing this since 2009, and I've been writing songs since 2005. So I've come a really long way, and I can reflect on all of that and be like, wow, like, look at everything that I've done and everything I've gone on to do since then. But I think what we do is we just, with our anxiety, we project into the future, and we're like, this is how we want it to be. So then we just take for granted what's around us already. The same thing goes for love, right? Like, you could be yearning after someone that, may not be in your orbit. And because of that yearning, you're taking for granted all of the love that is in your life. Friends, potential lovers, family, whatever it is. Just because you're so fixated on what's not here. But when you think about it that way, like, what's the point of being fixated on what's not here? You could have I have goals. You could have goals for the future. You could, in a healthy way, reflect on your journey to kind of glaze yourself up a little bit. Give yourself instead of like a year in review, like lifetime review kind of thing, be like, wow, look at my journey so far. But I think there's a level of being stuck when we cling to the past, or we cling to a future that will never be here. Like, all these things are going to unfold how they're going to unfold. We just need to trust that it's going to happen. Put in the work, focus on yourself, and things are going to work out. I personally believe that the reason why a lot of us feel this way is because when we were kids, someone told us that we needed to be realistic. Someone told us that that's just not how life is. That's not how things work. And slowly but surely, our optimism, our hope, and maybe even a little bit of our drive was grinded down, compartmentalized into, like for me, for example, a work ethic. You know, it's all there in my work ethic, but then my mind and my emotions are going wild, being worried about whether or not things are going to work out, whether or not things are working out. But like, you know, here's a good example. I had a friend of mine that I had feelings for like 12 years. And the whole time, like, even though things were reciprocated through like, you know, words and stuff like that, her actions were always the opposite of her words. And I wasn't really looking at the actions because I was just so attached to the words. But like, even beyond that, being stuck in chasing after someone that is like with their physical actions saying, I don't want you, that's just a reflection of my own childhood trauma. That's a reflection of like my dad not wanting me, or, you know, my mom, because I'm a child of 3, my mom giving more attention to some of my other brothers, or, you know, so there was always this feeling of like, I need to be seen, but there's also that fear of being rejected, so it's easier to be alone. So I guess the whole point to me talking about this is how much of our alone time is just us sinking into our depression, into the comfort zone of not taking a risk, of I want the relationship, but I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm afraid to lose myself in it. Or I want to be successful, but I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm afraid that this is not going to be good enough, of how it's going to be judged. The whole point to this life is just to do stuff. Like, what you're really passionate about. Like, I'm just a passionate person. I'm a passionate lover. I'm a passionate musician. I'm a passionate poet. I'm a passionate all the things. And so that's just, I'm just here to do that stuff, you know? Even work. Like, I like to work. I work passionately. I enjoy it. It's what I do. Whatever you like to do, just do it. And I know it might seem easier said than done, but then again, how much of that, again, is just a limited mindset? This is something that I refer to as scarcity mindset. I've heard other people use it, so I didn't come up with it, but like scarcity mindset, where you believe that there's just not enough for you, you know, that the universe might be working against you, or that like someone else's success is taking away from your own, which is so wrong. Like, if it's within your field, and anything's really within your, if it's within your field, then it could definitely be yours. And if it was scarce, there'd only be like one famous musician. There'd only be one person per every other person for the rest of their lives. Are you kidding me? Like, how many partners have you had in your life? How many friends? How many different careers and job paths and stuff like that? Like, so I don't think that we should be limiting ourselves. So let's tap into the backwards law. The backwards law of, in letting go of control and outcome, we get exactly what we want. And it's only easier said than done if we believe that it's easier said than done. How about it's just done? And then we don't worry about what's going to happen or what has happened. Just worry about what's happening right now and how we can enjoy what's happening right now. So I hope that you took something away from this. I'm obviously really passionate about the letting go process. It's a big part of my own journey, and you know, it's a difficult perspective shift, but mostly because I believe that it's difficult. And so if I just do it, like if we just do it, then what's to stop us? So Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day.